Hello, Aries. Elsie here to do your reading. It is for the week ahead. Aries, how are you? Thank you so much for clicking here, and happy birthday to you. Getting close to the end of your season here. Thank you for this lovely season, however hectic and crazy it ended up being. I hope it wasn't too hard on you. I'm here with a couple of decks, and if you are the ride or die, you know how this goes down. You know what I'm about to say. So I do throw these cards for the overall energy for the week ahead. And then I will come back and clarify with tarot so we can get some details on it. I am using the Journeys Oracle and Soul's Journey Oracle and Kipper this time. And so let's find out what is going on for you, Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Things upside down here. So if you are here and you've been here before, thanks for coming back. I appreciate you. If you're the ride or die, I appreciate you so much. And if you're brand new and you want to stay, please take a look at the bottom right-hand corner of this little square where I live. There is a subscription button there. All right. There we go. I guess it's like, shut up, Elsie, and read the cards. We've got love, fear, and growth. Well, that tells a story, doesn't it? Yes, acceptance here. So, you know what? It feels like here that somebody is wanting to sort of embark on it or show more love, it feels, but someone has a fear that something is not going to work out. But I feel like this whole thing is for your growth, Aries, is what it looks like. It says, I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. And so this is love. And so seeing the good in all things, which is also other people, other places, jobs, right? It does say love. And so it does feel like, it does feel to me, although it doesn't say here, it does feel to me as an energy that we're talking about a person. We've got fear. It says, I realize that I'm testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. So there we go. So you are in fear of living in the energy of love. It feels like maybe you've been really hurt in the past. And it feels like this is to be for your growth. So you keep avoiding this, you're not going to grow in this area, and it will affect other areas of your life. Growth says, I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. And so I feel like somebody here is really holding back or is in fear of getting hurt, possibly in love. And it feels like you're trying, like it feels like with this card here, you're trying to like move closer, but you're really scared that you're going to get hurt. You know what I'm seeing in my mind's eye, what Charlie is showing me is, you know, when we see those videos of animals that have been really abused and there's like a dog up against a fence and somebody's trying to reach out to pet it and the dog's like screaming. That's what it feels like. It feels like somebody's like, just don't hurt me. That's what it feels like. And so this is bringing up this fear, right? To, you know, you want to live in the energy of love. I think there needs to be some growth here, though. That's what it feels like. Tell me more about Aries, please. We've got a message. So look, maybe somebody has got their finger on the send button. Maybe somebody has like typed out the message and then just like wiped it out and said, no, I'm not gonna do that, or has written out the message, right? We do have old school. It does show here somebody's putting something in an envelope, but we also do have a phone here. We have an inkwell. Yeah, we have some letter stuff here. So it does feel like somebody wants to send somebody else a message here. Because they're trying to see the good in the relationship or the connection, but it feels like there's a lot of fear here. Somebody's testing their resolve to live in the energy of love. And I think that I think it feels like it might be you, Aries, that is trying to, maybe I should send the text. Maybe it feels like you're trying to open a door here, but it feels like there is fear. Tell me about this. We've got toil and labor. Is this going to be more work than I want it to be? And so somebody here is like, the toil and labor, like there's a card in this deck, it's called occupation. And then we got this one, which is toil and labor. And to me, the way I feel it is that toil and labor is like, the starting place, right? You first get to the place and you do all the dirty jobs, because these looms were massive and people used to get caught in these looms. It was dangerous work. Like the women worked in dresses and aprons, as you can see there, right? And so it feels like, how much work is this actually going to be? Could it end up being like some really heavy, hard thing to get along with? It feels like I'm talking to an Aries that possibly has never really experienced a happy, balanced, and functional relationship. Like I feel like you're you have a fear of love because of the toil and labor, because maybe you've been in relationships where you've put in all of the energy and someone else really hasn't put in any energy. So you want to expand your consciousness. You do want to have growth here so you can grow out of this fear. Tell me about the growth, please. We do have distant horizons. So I think what you want to do is you want to leave all this stuff in the rearview mirror. It feels like is what you want to do here. You want to rise above it. You don't want to be anchored anymore. You don't want to be anchored to the fear of love. Feels like with card number 9, it feels like this growth is going to take place in hermit energy. Number 9 is the number of the hermit, which is in tarot. And so I feel like there is I feel like you want to rise above it. You don't want to be anchored anymore. You want to sort of skip the obstacle, I want to say, but there is a growth pattern that needs to be done here. We can't just skip to the good stuff, right? And it feels like card number 9 is telling me to tell you that I feel like you're going to need some hermit energy. You're going to need to go in by yourself, do a little bit of self-audit, because it's not always the other person. And I think that what we're looking at here is that it's probably with you. I think you're terrified to get into, to accept a relationship of sorts. Every relationship is going to grow us, always. We're always going to learn something from a relationship. So I think that the fact that you do have consciousness and awareness that you do want growth, and you are going to probably go into hermit energy, tells me that there already is some sort of an acceptance going on here. So it says, I'm learning to accept the things that I cannot change. And so I feel like what you're trying to change is you want to live in the energy of love. You don't want to be scared of it anymore. So I think it's just going to take some growth and an acceptance that maybe your third eye needs to open, and that could take place while you're in hermit energy. Bottom of the deck, oh, there's the occupation card I was talking about. So this person is, somebody who is probably, like, this person here is on the loom, right? They're making all the threads and stuff that go into whatever this person is sewing here, whatever clothing this person is sewing here. This person is an intuitive business. And so it feels like for some of you, when it says occupation and toil and labor, maybe it's a connection that is at the workplace or a place where you volunteer, or it feels like it's a place where you go all the time, and maybe it might cause an issue, right? It feels like it might be hard work, because it's going to be hard work to try and work and live with somebody, in the relationship realm. Okay. Let's talk more about it. Let's get some tarot on it here. Aries, if you are interested in a private read, please know private reads are open, and you can take a look in the pinned comment there, my friend. And all the information is there. If you do have a username and password for Wizio, you will definitely be able to log in with that at Hipsy. You'll see that there's a new link below. And I am doing some live reads, which are communicating by phone and chat. So if you'd like to take time to do that, I will be on there Sunday between 9 p.m. CST and midnight. All right, here we go. Tell me more about Aries. Oh, these cards, by the way, I got them and they're new. They're a Rider-Waite deck, but they are the reflective stuff. It's kind of cool. I've always wanted one of these decks. And then my friend who has a Etsy store, Paranormal Pete, he sent me one of these decks and a scrying mirror. So grateful for him. So I always like to try different Etsy stores. And so Paranormal Pete, he does paranormal stuff as well as tarot stuff. All right, so Six of Pentacles, right? And so this is what I think the trouble is here. I feel like the trouble is that you're the person who goes all in, that you're the person who puts all the energy in, goes all in, does the grand displays of affection, and then maybe you get breadcrumbed after a while. Maybe this person, the people that you've been connecting with, are people who are expecting you to buy all the meals and you to be the grand displays of affection and you to be the one who does all the work in the relationship. And so I think you've been in many relationships that have been very one-sided, Aries, is what it feels like. And so I think that's why you're in this place of trying to resolve to live in the energy of love, but you have fear that it might be a bunch of hard work for you because that's really your only experience. Tell me more about Aries, please. We've got the Ten of Cups. So I feel like that's what you're looking for. You're probably looking for something serious, something that might make a home, ultimate apex of happiness, maybe having children. Maybe if you're done having children, maybe it's their kids, your kids, everybody under one roof. It feels like you're looking for the ultimate apex of happiness here. And I think your fear is keeping you from that. Tell me about growth. We've got the Ten of Pentacles. So I do believe that there is the ability to grow something here, but I do believe it's going to take some consciousness and awareness first. So I feel like it's sitting with yourself, sitting with whatever conflict you have within yourself, because you can't control the other person, but you can definitely control yourself. And if you're the person who's constantly giving and never really getting a whole lot in return, that means that you're lacking boundaries. So it feels like it's a boundary issue here with you, that you've got to make some promises to yourself, friend, before you start sending messages and starting to get things moving in a relationship here. I feel like you need to set some pretty decent boundaries. Tell me about Six of Pentacles, please. We've got the Five of Cups. We've got the Seven of Cups. Yeah, and it almost feels like, I don't know why this happens to me. I'm confused. I don't know why this happens to me. I always end up being the one in regret and the one in sadness, and the one who ends up doing all the giving, and the other person doesn't really end up doing all the giving, and I'm tired of it. The Nine of Wands is here. So I feel like you're about to send a message to somebody here. And I feel like this is all the overthinking that you're doing. That you are the wounded warrior and you're confused as to why you get into these situations where it never works out for you, because, you know, you end up doing all the footwork here and somebody else doesn't. Tell me what the message is, please. Tell me about this message. The message is bringing up the Eight of Pentacles. It's the Hierophant energy and the Queen of Swords. So I feel like it's something that you want to make clear right from the beginning. The Eight of Pentacles is putting in the hard work, that you're very practical, you're very patient, but you're also somebody who works very hard. So it's like making it very clear, if we're going to date each other, I've got to make it very clear to you that this has got to be a two-way thing, because I've been in relationships where I've been taken advantage of a lot. So it feels like you need to sort of walk in with a clear plan, or a very clear structure of what your expectations are. I'm looking at the Hierophant. What your expectations are in terms of, where is this going? Like, what are your intentions? Like, if you have no intention in ever getting married again, maybe that's one of the first questions you ask, right? Is your intention to get married, or are you not interested in getting married? If you're the person who's interested in getting married and that person's not, then you know it's not compatible. So I think it's all about being clear and answering questions, as the Queen of Swords shows up here, about what you really expect from the commitment, right? The Hierophant is here. And what is this going to look like? Is it traditional? And what does traditional mean to you? Because look, that can mean something different to everybody, right? Depending if you were born in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, or 90s, right? Or 2000s. Like, it can mean something different to everybody. So I think that it's really important that you make yourself completely and totally clear. And the message doesn't have to be a text. It doesn't have to be a letter. It can be conversation, but the message must be clear with the Queen of Swords. It's the only way that you're not going to get taken advantage of again, or more importantly, repeat another cycle, repeat a pattern that I think that you've been repeating for a while. That's how you became the wounded warrior in the first place. We've got the Ten of Cups here. Tell me about that. We've got the Chariot, we've got the Star energy, and we have the King of Swords. So again, it almost feels like you again, it's about fear, right? But I feel as though if you're very completely truthful and honest at the very beginning of the relationship, because I feel like the Queen of Swords is about the clarity, but the King of Swords is about, look, let's get down to brass tacks here. I'm just going to go over the details with you. Let's get to the facts. And before we get in any deeper than this, let's just talk about it. I could be talking to someone who maybe has an Aquarius placement, Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini possibly, because we're pulling a lot of, we've got the Star, we've got the King of Swords, we've got the Queen of Swords, could be Cancer as well. I feel like the Ten of Cups tells me with the Chariot that you do want to make a bold move. You do want to move forward. You do want to make a bold move. You want victory. You want everything to turn out in a balanced sort of way, you know, a balanced give and take. But it's going to take getting your energies in in balance first, which is the Chariot, right? The white horse and the dark horse and the light horse. And so the Chariot is like, you have to keep yourself in balance on the Chariot or everything is going to go to shit, right? Like it's just going to go in the ditch. And I feel like you're very hopeful that the person that you communicate with, whoever this message is going to, I feel like you need to tell them exactly and be very clear about the toil and labor part of it here. And that's why you have fear of getting into a relationship. I think that you really do desire something that is abundant and that has longevity and maybe legacy, that you want to have a family, that you see the value in having a long-term situation with somebody, but I feel like it's going to take some growth. I don't think it's going to happen right away, to be honest. It feels like it's going to take some growth for you here. We've got the Wheel of Fortune. We've got the Ace of Wands. And we've got the Four of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, we've got the Eight of Wands. So I feel like it's something that is going to start moving fast eventually. So we got the Ten of Pentacles, and I think that you know what you want. The Wheel of Fortune is here to bring change. And I think where you get change is in the Hermit energy. I feel like that's how you're going to get the change. When you finally leave this stuff in the rearview mirror and you go to your distant horizons and you rise above it without being anchored from the past. And it feels like that you're open to the consciousness and awareness, and you're open to the growth. And so the Wheel of Fortune shows up and says, look, this is destiny. It's time for everything to expand. You've got a lot of abundance showing up for you soon, Aries. And so it really is important that you get ready. Get ready to make changes in your life. And I feel like some of those changes might be the Ace of Wands, which is like the Wheel of Fortune is here with the Ace of Wands, and things will move forward quickly, Eight of Wands, right? Quickly and passionately. And I think that you're supposed to hold back from the passion. I'm just going to say, with the Four of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands, I think you're supposed to try and hold back from the passion part of it to see if there is meaningful change that is going to happen, if you should decide to be super clear about what has already been in the rearview mirror for you. It does feel like somebody here is meeting, knows somebody that maybe they do the same kind of work. Look, maybe you're both nurses, maybe you're both doctors, maybe you're both tap dancers or circus clowns. I don't know. But maybe you do the same thing. You could work in the same office for sure. But I feel like there's somebody here who is thinking about another person and just doesn't want to be taken, right? Thief, somebody just doesn't, I don't want to be taken again. And so it feels like you're thinking about communicating with someone who might have the same sort of occupation as you. But first you've got to go through this. I think it's going to take some time. So make sure that you take the time to go through this Hermit energy. Tell me about this distant horizon here. And I feel like the distant horizon is telling me that you really want to go off into the future and have this Ten of Pentacles, but also that you want to leave some stuff in the past. Yeah, you do want this Ace of Cups here. We've got the Moon in the reverse. Look, it feels like you must reveal it all. It has to be revealed to you in the Hermit energy. You must spend some time by yourself and figure out exactly what you want and how to take action. Because going into it blind never works for anybody. And so I think that sometimes we say, oh, you're cute, I'm cute, we're really sexy, we make a great couple, but then people forget about the compatibility once the Ace of Wands gets involved. Once the phallic response starts, that's it. It's all out the window and we don't care about the compatibility. So I feel like it's the acceptance of what really, the steps that you must take in order to be able to get a functional relationship is to slow down. We've got empathy and we've got acceptance. And so using your intuitive energy to figure out if this is really something that is going to work for you. Indecision. I use my intuition in all aspects of my life, and that's what's going to lead you to happiness. So I feel like slow down, cool your jets, my friend. Cool your jets and take it slow. Hold back just a little bit on the passion. Change is here. I feel like a really good expansion is showing up for you here. But I feel like it's going to take being very honest and truthful at the beginning. And look, the truth is that a lot of people aren't. Because you're hot, I'm hot, let's do it, right? So a lot of people aren't very truthful and honest at the very beginning, but that's how you're going to weed out the ones who are going to take advantage of you, Aries. So we've got a decision to make then, right? We've got the Two Two of Swords. And so you got a decision to make, this or that. And we've got the Four of Cups. And so it feels like, and there's a spark already between you and somebody here. So I feel like, one, you might be scared that you're going to be rejected with the Four of Cups here, that somebody doesn't really want your cup. But I feel that first you must make the decision that you're going to go through this awakening process, or at least the self-audit, before you get into anything that is really going to be a lot of work. So you don't have to be the one who is doing all of the work. All right, I'm going to leave that right there. Thanks so much for being here. Aries, I appreciate you. I'm going to go for now, but I'll be back because I am always back. Love you guys. I'm out. Bye-bye.